So, a store reopens in Tokyo. Big deal, right? Well, when it's Apple, you gotta look a little closer. This isn't just about selling more iPhones. Nope. This is a huge multi-million dollar bet on the entire future of physical retail. So let's break down what's really going on here. And the proof that this is a big deal? Thousands of people. I mean, literally thousands of people showed up for the reopening. Now, that's not just a crowd, that's a massive signal. It's telling us that even when we can buy anything online, the power of a real physical place, well, it might just be more important than ever.
Okay, so what's all the hype about? Well, this wasn't just any store reopening. We're talking about the return of a genuine landmark in Tokyo's super famous Ginza district.
And to really get why this matters so much, we have to jump in the time machine and go back 2 decades. See, this was Apple's very first foothold in all of Japan. A pretty huge move for the company back then. Just look at this journey. It all starts way back in 2003. And now, today, we see this completely new, innovative redesign. But this timeline, it's not just about a building getting a facelift. No way. It's about the evolution of a whole strategy, right? From a pretty simple storefront to something way more ambitious. Which, of course, brings us to the million-dollar question, doesn't it? I mean, we all buy stuff online now. It's just a click away. So why would a company pour so much time, so much money, and so much energy into a physical building? Why does a brick-and-mortar store still matter so much? The answer, and it's a big one, all comes down to their core philosophy. It's this deep, almost unshakable belief in the power of a place. Apple is basically betting the house that even in our super digital world, physical space is still one of the most powerful assets you can have. And here's how you can really see that difference in action. Think about online shopping. It's all about the transaction, right? Click, add to cart, buy. Done. But Apple retail, that's built around something totally different, the human experience. It's about the interaction, the feeling, that connection that you just can't get through a screen. And make no mistake, this focus on experience isn't just a nice to have. It's a very calculated strategy. See, Apple knows that when you can actually touch, feel, and play with their products in person, it builds this deep, lasting trust. And that trust, that's what turns into brand loyalty and, long-term success. This quote just nails it perfectly. The stores are the bridge, There were this complex, sometimes kind of cold technology meets actual people in a warm human space. And it's right there, in that interaction, that brand trust is really forged. But here's the cool part. This isn't just some slogan they put on a poster. This whole philosophy is literally built, like physically coded into the DNA of the new Ginza Store. Let's take a look at how the architecture itself actually brings this whole idea to life. Okay, so everything you see here is done on purpose. That natural light flooding in, that's not just to make it look pretty. It creates this calm, open vibe that makes you want to hang out. The sustainable materials, that's a subtle way of communicating their values. And that minimalist, super clean design, it gets rid of all the clutter, so you can actually focus on the products. It's what you'd call human-centered architecture, and it's all designed to make you feel inspired, not just, pressured to buy something. So, you take the history, you add in the philosophy, you look at the design, and when you put it all together, you start to see the final statement that Apple is making here. This is about being way more than just a store. And this is the end game. This is the big idea. Apple isn't just in the business of selling devices anymore. They're in the business of building cultural landmarks. They want to create these spaces that are so woven into the fabric of a city that people go there as a destination, whether they plan on buying anything or not. So that leaves us with this one big question, right? In a world where you and I can buy literally anything from our couch, Apple is making this absolutely massive bet that a store can be an experience, a community hub, a landmark. The real question is, are they right?